Alright, this little opening used to be just an alcove off the dining room. And we kind of like to have a door on it, right? So the idea is you got to make a frame around the door. And I suppose I could have taken off all the drywall and added to that, but what I did was I just started with what I had, and behind there's a 2x4 right behind there, so there's easy to nail into there. But what you get is usually the angles and stuff aren't precise, and if you look up that, it kind of gets wider and wider and wider as you go to the top, and then the top piece gets skinnier and skinnier and skinnier as you go that way. So each side needed a double 2x4 to give it extra strength. So I got 2 on that side and 2 on this side, and then a little space, not much, and then another one. So this one nails to the wall, and then this one nails to the, well, to the shoe, to the top plate, and all this stuff. It's kind of a little bit of a puzzle getting everything to go together. But now that that's in, I've got the frame built for around the doorway. And I have a pre-hung door I'm going to stick in there. But one of the hardest parts about hanging doors is finding out where I left the stupid shims from the last time I hung a door. So that could take me hours to find that stuff. Alright, my opening is just a little too short, which is kind of as I planned it, more or less. And so I'm going to cut just 3/8 of an inch off of there, and that'll give me less clearance on the bottom of the floor. So when I put my flooring on, I may have to shave the bottom of the door off a little bit, but I don't think so, as long as I keep it to the 3/8 of an inch like that. Alright, now we're just going to cut the other side the same length, right? To be the same length, so it'll be square all the way around, and then we can put it up. Alright, I'm just starting the shimming process, and this is a little tricky to get started because it's kind of a 3D puzzle. You want everything to be lined up in a plane and level on all sides and so on. But let me show you how the wedges work. So these are shims, and you're going to insert them one from each side of the door so that the skinny sides come together. And as you push them together, they get fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter until, you know, that's it. But you want to get them from each side of the door so that they build up in flat, so they're not pushing the door sideways, they push it just straight out. So I've started by putting a couple up here in the corner just to get that set, and then there's, you know, a little bit of I don't know, finesse, I guess, in getting this in, because what you want to do is, once you get one of them set, you want to tack that in with a finish nail so that you can hide it later. And right now the door has this little plastic latch in it that'll have to get out so that I can go in and out of the door. But then you want to make sure that the door is, you know, the right distance in and out, so that when it comes together it's not gapping out like that. You can tell this, when I push that in, you can see this corner goes back. So when you get it in, you want it to be the same distance all the way around. And in this case, I want it to be sticking out from that 2x4 1/2 inch so I can get my drywall in there to patch that back out again. So 1/2 inch all the way around, and then getting this in so it lines up. Then when you're doing your final adjustment, you want to, get your shims right so that, and that's falling out there a little bit, so that this gap is going to be consistent all the way down. So you don't want it to be wide gaps and skinny gaps. If you can get that gap and that corner meeting just so, then you know you've done it right. And we'll come back and see how we did at the end. You know how to stop it. Alright, so I got it all in there. I used this little 1/2 inch shim so that I could tell, where the drywall would come. That also helps me level out where the door is going to be as well. But now you've got these shims sticking out all over, and we're going to have to cut those off. But for the most part, the door is in. I'm going to tighten up the finish nails in there and get that all squared away, and we'll be ready to put the door latch mechanism in, and then we'll be done. Alright, I got it in. I got the doorknob on, so everything looks even all the way around. I've cut off all of the little wedges, shims on the inside and on the outside. That shuts really nice. But I want to leave these long on the outside just to show you where I place them. So you want to place your shims close or on where the hinges go. And over on this side I want to put one close to where the latch goes, so that will support, the pressure points. That's more important with like an entry door or something where you'll want to put screws, take out one of the screws from the hinge, and a lot of times that hinge screw will go all the way through the shims and into the 2x4 to give it some extra strength in case somebody tries to kick down your door or whatever. Hopefully nobody's trying to kick down my closet door. There's nothing in there but some junk even now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Thanks.